Hi, it's me again, and in the interest of being fair and balanced on this channel, which is something not all media organisations are capable of, I'm about to say something positive about the BBC. At the beginning, as we get through the story, it might change, but we'll see how we get on, eh? Because I stumbled across this on BBC's own media centre website, so alright, it's their own type of spin, but I did spot it in a few papers anyway. This is just the source I've chosen to talk about. Have a look. BBC Actionline receives more than 850,000 requests for support in 2022. Now, BBC Actionline provides information for audiences affected by issues addressed in BBC programmes. So I have been round people's houses when BBC has been on or broadcast TV has been on because they pay their licence fee, unlike myself, right? And you know, sometimes there's a hard-hitting show or there's a storyline in a show that may affect some viewers, they say. They always put a phone number at the end saying you can call for help and advice here. 851,962 calls. That's a lot of phone calls. That's a lot of phone calls fielded by the BBC. And let's face it, that's going to be, even if they bodge most of the calls, there's still going to be a lot of people. If they help one person from that, it was worth doing it. So credit where it's due to the BBC on this one. That is helpful. I'm not sure how it's funded. Hopefully we'll get to that in a minute, because there's no point me doing an FOI request for that because they won't tell me. They never tell me anything about money. But let's look at it on its face value. Well done, the BBC. This year, the Actionline received the highest number of contacts about suicide, sexual abuse, mental health and self-harm, with 368,733 people seeking support, encouraged by powerful programming and storylines that shine a light on issues which audiences may have been affected by themselves. And Nick Mason, BBC Head of Audience Services, said, "As a public service broadcaster, the BBC has played an important role this year in highlighting a range of mental health issues in our programmes and providing off-air information about organisations which can offer help. We will continue to offer vital support and information encouraged by powerful storylines and campaigns across the BBC, helping the many thousands of people affected by these issues." So personally, I've not called BBC Actionline, so I'm not quite sure exactly what they do, whether they do offer help there and then, or it sounds like here they point you in the direction of somewhere you can get help. But either way, they are putting the phone numbers at the end of the stories, encouraging people to call. It's a free number to call as well, I believe. And even if they're just pointing you in a direction of help, as long as those people get the help that they phoned up for, well played, BBC. It's not often I bring you a positive BBC story, but you have to offer credit where it's due, right? I can't sit here ripping the BBC apart for literally everything if I'm not prepared to give credit where it's due. So programmes that led to significant requests for support to the Actionline included Morning Live, Country File and several programmes on 5 Live used the Actionline to support hardship, debt and homelessness, which resulted in 27,000 calls and online visits. For the Love of Money and Scamland raised the issue of fraud and prompted 10,847. So where's the rest of them come from now? I'm looking at this. Look. So there's 27,000, 10,000, 9,000, 4,000, 5,000, 1,600. But there was in total 851,000 plus. So it must have been a lot of different shows causing a lot of different phone calls. But anyway, I'm not here to pick holes in it. I'm here to say well played for once, the BBC. So what do you reckon about this then? I say fair dues and credit where it's due. I don't want every story I make to be negative. You know, pick holes in it all you want, but if they do something good, you should tell them they've done something good, right? And in this case, I believe they may well have done. So I thought we could talk about it. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. As always, thanks for watching, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button if you haven't already, because that way, hopefully, you'll see a negative story about the BBC probably quite soon. Ta-da!